welcome along to the Aviva Stadium. Live coverage of the Republic of Ireland against Lithuania is coming your way, fresh from Saturday's 2-2 draw against Belgium. Ireland and Stephen Kenny looking to keep the run of both performances and results going before they sign off until the Nations League begins in June. 53106 is the text number. We're at Off the Ball on Twitter. Joe Malloy with you here. Beautiful setting. Aviva Stadium is looking very nice in the sunshine, blue skies, no wind to speak of. Perfect evening for football. Both teams are on the pitch going through their warm-ups. We have a 7:45 kickoff this evening. And just to let you know as well, a great result for the Irish under-21s as they bid to make the European Championships in Romania and Georgia in 2023. 2-0 winners away to Sweden this evening. And ahead of tonight's game, Ireland were fourth, 4 points behind Sweden, but with a game in hand. And now suddenly they are within 1 point and still obviously have a game in hand. Italy are out in front, 4 ahead of Ireland. But second place in the group would mean a two-legged playoff. And in June, they have very winnable games against Montenegro and Bosnia-Herzegovina, and they'll play Italy as well. So Jim Crawford's side are in with a very, very good chance now of making the European Championships in Romania and Georgia next year. And that's a competitive group, by the way. Lots of teams taking points off one another. Very happy to say Nathan Murphy is alongside me. Hello.
Evening, Joe.
And Stuart Byrne is with us, most importantly. Hello.
Hey, Joe.
Very nice evening in Dublin.
Beautiful once again. I was here on Saturday night for the Belgian game, and as Stewie remarked when he came in, you were watching it on TV, and it felt like a big occasion. It felt almost like a game at a major championship. Sun is shining, like watching something from the middle of June, packed house. And when Shidozi Ogbene scored that overhead kick, the roar, quite honestly, was the loudest roar I've heard in this stadium since Shane Long scored against Germany. That was how excitable the crowd were. In one way, it felt like a bittersweet night, considering on the Thursday night we'd watched the World Cup playoffs. A lot of teams in there that we would normally find ourselves playing in World Cup playoffs. And that Belgian game ultimately didn't mean anything. But it did mean that momentum was maintained. And that sense of connection, I think, between crowd and players feels like a very real thing. So Irish football right now, compared to where we were 12 months ago, is in a good place. And again, a big crowd expected tonight, nowhere near a full house for a Tuesday against Lithuania, but looking at somewhere over 25,000, which I think is a very healthy attendance.
Yes, Lithuania 137th in the world, so we're expecting an Irish win this evening and Irish goals. The team news is in. Number of changes, as you might expect from Saturday. I'll tell you who's out for starters. Seamus Coleman, no surprises there. Shane Duffy, Josh Cullen, Jason Knight, James McLean and Jeff Hendrick all drop out. Nathan, you can run us through the 11.
Yeah, so Caoimhín Kelleher was teed up that he would start once again, and he'll win his fourth cap in the Republic of Ireland goal. Darragh O'Shea and Nathan Collins both come into the defence alongside John Egan, who will captain the side. It's Nathan Collins' first start for the Republic of Ireland. Burnley spent a lot of money on him last summer. He's been in and out of their side, but you can expect him to be a first choice for Burnley next season, whether that's in the Premier League or the Championship. But a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old in the heart of the defence alongside John Egan. Matt Doherty keeps his place on the right wing. Ryan Manning gets another opportunity on that left-hand side, and it's an all-new centre midfield. So Cullen and Hendrick drop out. Conor Howrahan comes in, but Alan Brown is there as well. Alan Brown, a player who Stephen Kenny really does like, and whenever he's fit and available, is always either in the starting 11 or one of the first players off the bench, and obviously got the equaliser against Belgium on Saturday. And then the front three is going to be Shidozi Ogbene, Callum Robinson, who've both been firing in the goals for their country in recent matches, and Will Keane, who will wear the number 9 jersey and lead the line for the Republic of Ireland tonight, making his first start for the country at the age of 29. He scored 19 goals in League One for Wigan this season, coming to the international stage at the latter end of his career, but we've seen a lot of Irish players do similar in recent times, and you feel he's got a little something about him that might make him an important player over the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, got a certain skill set, size and presence on the field, and he's in the habit of scoring goals. I mean, if you're in the habit of scoring goals at any level, that's no bad thing. He's been scoring freely, as you say, for Wigan in League One, and Ogbene has shown that League One players can do a job for Stephen Kenny. Stuart Byrne, thoughts on the team?
Yeah, look, no surprises really. I think you felt that he was certainly going to make some changes. I think, you know, the result on Saturday has just kind of bolstered the whole feeling at the moment in the camp and in the country with regards, you know, the football team, the connection between Stephen and the crowd, and just kind of coming off the back of what Nathan was saying about the atmosphere. It's been a long time since you feel like you've felt an experience like that as an Irish supporter. So it's all good, Joe. It's all really good, and it's really important that they maintain that momentum. I'm sure Stephen will certainly have push that point home to his players. But look, opportunities here for a couple of players maybe to kind of stake a claim. I think it's vital that central midfield position, that there's an element of consistency there between Hourihan and Brown. It's the one thing I'm a little bit worried about in the team, because I do like Brown. I think he has that ability to get goals from midfield. Well, he's proven he's got that ability to get goals from midfield, and important goals as well. He has that sort of timing in the midfield that he can kind of drift into the box at the right time in the right place. So he'll look to get on from midfield. The worry I would have is with Hourihan. I think if I was to be a little bit critical of Hourihan in the past, I think he's a wonderful technical player, and I like a lot about him. The fact that he's even left-footed, I think, gives us another option. It's his discipline worries me a little bit. He tends to drift, and he can find himself a little bit out of position sometimes, and the fact that Cullen has sewn down that role along with Hendrick only proves that maybe Hourihan has fell down the pecking order a little bit, and he's got a chance now to kind of maybe say to Stephen Kenny, do you know what, I'm not going away.
Well, I think it underlines again that the one position in this side where Stephen Kenny maybe lacks a bit of depth is that Josh Cullen spot. Everywhere else Stephen Kenny has depth, and when we say depth we mean actually one player goes in, the next player drops out, and there's not a huge difference in terms of quality. Yes, in terms of experience at the back, with Nathan Collins and Darragh O'Shea coming in for Seamus Coleman and Shane Duffy, but these guys, you wouldn't be in any way surprised by the time Ireland get to Euro 24 and hopefully are at Euro 24 if they were starting centre backs, and maybe Andrew Omobamidele in there as well. Likewise, in the attacking positions, there's several players who can step in and are all playing at a similar level. Cullen is the one that, in terms of the way he can control a game, and has really learnt that position under Stephen Kenny and what he has to do to protect the back three and how he has to knit everything together. Is there a like-for-like replacement? Right now it doesn't feel like it. Conor Coventry is probably next in line for that role, but isn't quite at this level yet. Hourihan is neat and tidy and on a friendly, and expect him to be able to get on the ball, but I think we've seen over the last year, 18 months, that Kenny probably doesn't trust Hourihan to start the big games in the midfield alongside Hendrick anymore. There'll always need to be a Cullen type.
Let me add to that, Nathan, because I feel with Hourihan, he's so technically good. Like, when this guy could literally put a ball on a sixpence from 70 yards, he's got that real technical ability. I think he's so good at that what I would imagine would have happened under Stephen would have had a word with him and said, I need you to be that player, get on the ball, get us ticking, move the ball, diagonals, all that kind of stuff. And I think what would have happened to Hourihan is, because he's so technically good and because he can deliver that 70 diagonal pass, he might have been a little bit guilty in his time when he was starting of overdoing it, looking to do that wonder pass all the time. And when Cullen came in and really sewed down that position, he's neat and tidy, he can go short, he can go long, he can mix it up, he moves the ball quick. I think Hourihan may have had the chance to look at Cullen, and Stephen may well have pulled him aside and said, that's what I need to do if you're playing. And it could well be to his advantage, to Hourihan's advantage, that he's had an opportunity to have a look at Cullen and says, you know what, I know what I need to do now.
Yeah, it's a great point. Cullen on the ball is really excellent, and he's grown into the position. And even Matt Holland was on our AM show during the week, and he was making the point that a turning point against Belgium was that Egan and Coleman felt comfortable enough to step into midfield and press up and nip a ball. And he said one of the reasons, obviously having three centre-halves helps, but one of the reasons they felt comfortable to take a chance and try and step in front of a man and nip a ball is that Cullen is so disciplined and was there should things go wrong. And these are all the important aspects. I mean, if you don't have Cullen there, then maybe Egan can't step into midfield and nick a ball the way he did. So that's the importance of that role, and feeds into a number of areas, and we'll see what Hourihan does. I'm sure Keith Andrews and Stephen Kenny have made these points to him. There's no obvious reason why he shouldn't be able to do it. It's an issue of discipline.
Yeah, I think it's part of his personality, Joe. This is Josh Cullen I'm talking about. He's a diligent type,
isn't he?
But he's a natural carer. do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He constantly plays the game looking over his shoulder. I don't mean looking forward, but looking over his shoulder as if to say, are you guys all right?
Yeah.
Do you need me to do something? Like, you know, he's a natural carer. So, and I suppose another way of saying it is he's a natural worrier, but maybe in a positive way. So when he sees, you know, one of his centre halves maybe saying, you know what, I'm going to step in here, that natural part of his personality says, I'll mind the house.
Yeah.
I'll mind the house. And that's what Hurahan lacked.
Were you a carer?
I was a carer, yeah. I still continue to be a carer. You all right, Joe?
Do you not remember what Ross and friends called it? Unagi. Sense danger before it happens.
Well, we'll see how Hurren goes. I mean, I suppose as well against the 137th best team in the world, it's unlikely to be too difficult tonight at the office for the Irish defence. They generally play a 4-4-1-1. They did win on Friday, by the way, Lithuania, but it was against San Marino, who are 210th in the world. They lost all bar one of their World Cup qualifiers. They did have a 3-1 win over Bulgaria, which is not too shabby. Against Northern Ireland, for instance, to give you a sense of their level, they did go to Belfast and hung on for a 1-0 defeat, if that's not too negative a way of putting it. So they can frustrate the opposition, and I suppose what we're looking here from an Irish point of view, Nathan, is more of what we saw against Qatar in Dublin, that 4-0 win where Ireland were comfortable with the favourites tag and really started to express themselves, enjoy themselves, and break down two stubborn lines of four. Not something Ireland traditionally always do that well.
Play with energy right from the start, which can be a difficult thing in a stadium that's missing 15, 20,000 people on a match that doesn't overly matter after all the hype and anticipation around the Belgian game. So getting players on the ball, taking chances. It was refreshing against Qatar that Callum Robinson that night was taking shots from distance. Actually, you're playing, as you say, a team who is ranked well below you, who are in League C, who are, despite the last time they came to Dublin getting a scoreless draw 25 years ago, were, you know, amongst the minnows now. As much as there are minnows left in European football, they'll be well organised, diligent, all of those things. But actually, if you don't get a goal in the first 10 minutes, just keep doing the right thing. Keep pressing forward, and having Ogbena and Robinson in there as that continuation, I think, the system hasn't changed. The system won't change, even though there's a little bit of rotation. The players have played this for a year now.
Yeah.
So they know it inside out, and every training session, I'm sure, is geared toward it 3-4-3. They're not going to change it regardless of what happens over the coming years. So there shouldn't be any great difference between this match and the Qatar match, and another opportunity again to score some goals and to build momentum ahead of June and whatever comes in June, because obviously right now we don't know what the Nations League, the makeup of that is going to be, whether Ukraine will be able to play games, whether they're postponed, whether they ever happen at all. But the key for Ireland is to go into that in the best possible shape, because I do believe that if Ireland win that Nations League group, that Stephen Kenny's future is set in stone, not just to 24, but maybe even towards 2026. That's how important that is. But tonight's the sort of night again where you want to show people, come to a friendly, because you're going to be entertained, you're going to see goals, you're going to see good attacking football, and a real opportunity as well to see Darragh O'Shea and Nathan Collins. Darragh O'Shea obviously had that horrible injury at the beginning of the season. Great to see him back before the season has come to an end. It does look, of the three, that O'Shea is probably ahead of Collins and Omobamidele for Stephen Kenny if there's one spot. But like, what options to have O'Shea 23, Collins at 20, Omobamidele at 19 is the next in line.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that position, geez, we couldn't be better stocked.
Just a few things on Lithuania. I mean, you know, they turned over Bulgaria 3-1 in October last year, and I think we would have taken that in October last year. So always technically good, especially, you know, those ex-Soviet bloc teams, always technically good sides, and do not underestimate the emotion and the mood of the Lithuanian team and people at the moment when you consider the circumstances that are going on in Ukraine. I think, and I know, not to get off topic, but knowing Stephen the way I used to know him, they will be very much on his mind. He likes to bring in social issues. He likes to connect football with what's going on in the world, and he will be telling the Irish team, respect these guys, do not underestimate them, and do not underestimate what they're capable of doing at this considerable moment in time.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break. Richie McCormack's going to join us and run us through the day's sport in just a moment. The team news again, in case you're coming to us late. Caoimhín Kelleher starts in goal, as he did on Saturday. Darragh O'Shea back from that fractured ankle away to Portugal. It was a horrible injury, so it's great to see him back. Darragh O'Shea is back, Nathan Collins is in, and John Egan, who's been so good of late, continues as one of those three centre halves. Matt Doherty is right wing back. We have QPR's Ryan Manning then at left wing back. 36 appearances for Swansea in the Championship this season, so he gets his opportunity tonight. Conor Harahan and Alan Brown at midfield 2, and then we have Ogbonne continuing in the side, Robinson continues in the side, and Will Keane, who has scored 20 goals this season for Wigan in League One, leads the line. We'll take a short break, more from the Aviva to come.
The Newsround on Off the Ball.
With Gillette, for an effortless finish to your day. New Gillette Labs Razor with exfoliating bar.
Reconnecting has never been more important. And your Transport for Ireland network is growing and improving to bring you closer to the things that matter most. With new services, longer operating hours, integrated fare options, and a move towards cleaner, greener, more comfortable ways to travel. For everyone's safety, please remember to wear a mask on board, wherever and whenever you travel with us. Reconnect with the Transport for Ireland network. Plan your next trip at transportforireland.ie.
We may never work in the same way again. So reimagine the office with scalable workspaces that flex to your needs. Design-led interiors and world-class IT. Iconic offices have reinvented the future of working, so you don't have to. Hybrid offices, co-working, or custom floors for a global HQ. 16 prime Dublin locations. Infinite possibilities. Experience it for yourself. Visit iconicoffices.ie to reimagine how working can work for your business.
Make the switch and future-proof your business communications with Nuacom. Our advanced cloud phone system gives you everything you need, including call queues, call forwarding, call recording, and more. Integrate with top CRMs like Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, and Microsoft Teams. Whether in the office or remote, work with ease using Nuacom's computer and mobile apps. For more information, see nuacom.ie. That's nuacom.ie.
If something's free, why would you turn it down? I mean, a free haircut from a 5-year-old. Oh, no. Or a free sample of onion paste. Oh. Well then, how about a free tour of your neighbour's new shed? Oh, sounds, well... OK, look, they were bad examples. But how about a free eye test and free glasses from the €69 range at Specsavers with your PRSI? Well, that sounds like something to smile about.
Book an appointment or find out more at specsavers.ie.
Dundeel has the largest range of electric vehicles in Ireland from Ireland's trusted premium car dealerships. That's why you will find Sheehy Motors Volkswagen on Dundeel. Stop by Sheehy Motors Volkswagen showroom on Dundeel today and connect with them for great deals on electric vehicles. Dundeel, for electric vehicle deals to feel great about from all of Ireland's trusted car dealerships.
View the best of Irish art at Adams, including superb works by Roderick O'Connor, Jack Yates, Louis Lebrocki, and a masterpiece by James Arthur O'Connor. Viewing is free and now on, with the live auction taking place this Wednesday, March 30th at 6 p.m. Register now on adams.ie. Adams, the home of Irish art since 1887.
People expect their organisations to support their health and well-being. At Healthy Place to Work Ireland, we help organisations around the country to build, brand and deliver healthy and high-performing work environments.
We are committed to providing a healthy experience for all our people. Version 1 are extremely proud to be certified as a healthy place to work and would recommend this process to any organisation.
Could you be Ireland's next healthy place to work? Start your journey today. Visit healthyplacetowork.ie.
The Newsround on Off the Ball.
With Gillette, for an effortless finish to your day. New Gillette Labs Razor with exfoliating bar.
Now you're welcome back to the Aviva Stadium. We are building up to live coverage of the Republic of Ireland against Lithuania here at the Aviva Stadium. The Irish team, if you're just tuning in, Caoimhín Kelleher continues in goal. Darragh O'Shea, back from his dreadful injury against Portugal, starts, as does Nathan Collins and John Egan, who's been so impressive of late. Matt Doherty, right wing back. Ryan Manning of Swansea is left wing back. Conor Harahan and Alan Brown go in midfield. Ogbonne continues, Callum Robinson continues, and Will Keane leads the line. Richie McCormack is with us to run us through the day's other news. Richie.
How are you, Joe? Yeah, the Ireland under-21s, as you mentioned there at the top of the show, have given their hopes of European Championship qualification a massive boost. Ross Tierney and Tyree Greich both found the net in a 2-0 win away to Sweden. Ireland are now third in the group, a point behind the Swedes, but with the game in hand. Italy top the group on 17 points, following a 1-0 win at home to Bosnia-Herzegovina. Ireland have 2 home games to come next against the Bosnians and then Montenegro. Ireland's under-17s, though, will miss this summer's European Championships in Israel. They finished bottom of their league qualifying group following a 2-2 draw with Bulgaria. The under-19s will look to end their campaign on a high this evening as they play Armenia at St George's Park. Kickoff there is at 7:30. But the Ireland women's under-17s hopes of qualifying for the European Championships ended today with a 4-1 defeat to Iceland in Tala. 2 more European places at the World Cup finals will be decided tonight after shocking Italy on Thursday. North Macedonia are in Oporto to try and spoil Portugal's party. Elsewhere, Poland play Sweden for a place in Friday's draw. They're into the second half in 2 of tonight's African playoff second legs. It is currently Nigeria 1, Ghana 1, approaching the hour mark in that one. It is currently 1-1 on aggregate, but Thomas Partey's away goal still counting in these playoffs could be enough to see Ghana through to Qatar, and good news as well for Chris Hughton. While in Dakar, it remains Senegal 1, Egypt 0. Boulaye Diaz goal making it 1-1 on aggregate. Tonight's other second legs all kick off at 8:30. Algeria hosting a 1-0 first leg lead over Cameroon going into tonight's game in Blida. Morocco and Democratic Republic of Congo resume level at a goal apiece, while Tunisia hold a 1-0 lead over Mali ahead of their second leg in Tunis.
Okay, so that's the football this evening. We will keep you updated accordingly. Now, Austin Gleeson won't be involved Saturday. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, he won't be involved for Waterford. Austin Gleeson for Saturday's Allianz Hurling League final with Cork. Gleeson was sent off in last weekend's semi-final win over Wexford for an altercation with Simon Donohoe, but after reviewing footage of the incident, Waterford management have decided against an appeal. While France have recalled 2 experienced players ahead of Saturday's Women's Six Nations meeting with Ireland, second row Safi Ndiaye can add to her 84 caps in Toulouse, while Toulouse prop Myles Traoré is also back in, replacing the injured Ilana Brosseau. And as expected, Damien De Allende is leaving Munster at the end of this season. Springbok has quashed rumours, though, that he'll follow Johan van Graan to Bath by saying his next move will not be to another European club. Munster have already signed Malachi Fekitoa as De Allende's replacement.
We're here at the Aviva Stadium. Richie's bringing us up to speed on everything going on. Richie, do you consider it a good sign or a bad sign if in the pre-match warm-up a team is scoring all their warm-up shots or missing them?
Seeing as I can't see the pictures, I'm going to say it's absolutely fine, and they're just keeping their powder dry for the 90 minutes and waiting for the referee's whistle. Who's that bad?
I mean, they really are keeping their powder dry. They're refusing to hit the target or score a single goal in the warm-up, Ireland. So
James McLean just had to apologise to some of the supporters behind the goal who were giving him abuse. Maybe they're like Michael Owen, who said that if Michael Owen missed all of his warm-up shots, he thought, brilliant, got all my bad shots out of the way. If he scored all his warm-up shots, he thought, brilliant, I'm in the form of my life.
Yeah,
that's the mentality these guys need.
He took confidence dangerously close to arrogance, I would say, Michael Owen. Nonetheless, it worked for him. So, news on Connacht then?
Yeah, Connacht will welcome back the Ireland internationals Mac Hansen and Finlay Beelum to their side for Saturday's URC game away to Benetton. Both were rested for last week's defeat to Leinster. Gavin Thornbury could play his first game since May, returning from injury. The second row, while Bundy Aki won't return until the Heineken Champions Cup games with Leinster. And prop Dennis Buckley is going to miss this weekend's trip to Italy. He has a calf injury.
Now, the Everton situation obviously is complicated just now.
Yeah, and not that great, despite their protestations to the contrary tonight. Everton have announced a loss of more than £100 million for the 3rd successive season, but they're going to avoid sanctions. Figures show a deficit of nearly £121 million for the year to the end of June. However, they won't be held in breach of Premier League sustainability rules. Budget and transfer restrictions could be imposed, but it's not thought there will be any punishment because of the extenuating circumstances of the COVID outbreak. Despite the losses, Everton say they remain in a secure financial position.
Now, once again, the placing of your next story is questionable. Why it wasn't top of the running order, I don't know. But continue.
Tiger Woods has added further fuel to speculation that he'll play at the Masters next week. The 5-time winner of the green jacket has arrived at Augusta National. He's playing a practice round today. Woods, of course, hasn't played competitively since suffering multiple serious injuries in a car crash all of 13 months ago.
Nathan Murphy, Tiger Woods at the Masters 2022.
Did I spend an hour of my afternoon looking at Flight Radar 24 at Tiger Woods' private jet as it left Orlando and flew up towards Augusta?
Maybe I did.
What's his jet called, by the way? The yacht's called Privacy, which isn't very subtle.
No, I don't know if he's named his private jet. Is that the done thing?
Don't know.
It's got a TW in the initials though, which gives it away straight away where he's going. I'm a little bit shocked by this, that it has come around so quickly that he is preparing to go and play at the Masters, the biggest golfing event of the year, with no warm-up tournament, with no public prep whatsoever. Like, he is putting it all out there. But that has never seemed to bother Tiger Woods. He has played consistently at times over the last decade while injured. He has pulled out of tournaments after one round, after two rounds. He has been unable to bend down and pick up a tee. He's been in car parks putting his bag into his car after 14 holes. So that humiliating side of it doesn't seem to bother Tiger Woods when he's injured. He seems to believe, if I rock up, sometimes it'll just click. And maybe Augusta National is a place he knows so well that he can get around there without putting his body through undue stress. But the last public sighting was about a fortnight ago at his induction to the World Golf Hall of Fame. And it is Tiger, and we read into absolutely everything, but he looked like a 70-year-old man walking into that event.
Oh, the limp. He was limping. Didn't look like a man who was about to play Augusta, that's for sure. The word seems to be he's going to assess how the practice round went today, and he has to make his decision on Friday. But it's extraordinary that out of nowhere we're at this point. So that's Tiger. Richie, news on Champions League places?
Yeah, N517TW, if anybody else is looking out for Tiger Woods' reg of his Gulfstream 5 from 2008. So he's not even got a new Gulfstream in time for Tiger Woods. That's how badly off he is. It's been confirmed finally that from 2024, 2 places in the Champions League will go to teams that haven't directly qualified. That season will see the competition swell from 32 to 36 teams, with the group phase played in a so-called Swiss format. 2 spots in the group phase will go to teams who finish outside the regular Champions League places, but will be judged by their coefficient over the previous 5 seasons.
Very few things worse than the Swiss format, Richie. So that's where we are.
It's like 2024 is going to be the ruination of the Champions League. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Karen finally wants to know, what does Richie make of the Aviva playlist?
I was disturbed by the horrible remix of Roots' Tell Me Something Good when you first came on air there, which is just appalling. And since then, it hasn't improved, if we're being honest. It hasn't improved. I know of a decent part-time DJ if you want to give me a call who might be able to improve things.
We were saying Stuart Byrne to play a few acoustic numbers would help build the atmosphere.
100%.
I don't understand it. I do not understand it. And I know a conversation has gone on about the atmosphere around rugby matches. But this is not atmosphere pre-match.
No.
We cover Premier League all the time, and if you go to Anfield, they have music playing for the hour before the match, but it's at a level that you can talk to the person beside you. And obviously we're looking at it from a radio point of view, and I'm sure for people listening at home it's absolutely banging out there. But if you're trying to have a conversation even here with the person beside you, you can't. You can barely hear them. There's no need. If you want to play the final song, if you want to play Put 'Em Under Pressure 3 minutes beforehand at full blast, do it. But having this going for 90 minutes isn't adding to anybody's evening.
Totally agree. It's idiotic. I don't know how it's a lack of almost confidence in the crowd to generate something themselves.
What do you need?
I don't know. And even if they don't generate something magical, just let them enjoy their evening and talk to the person next to them.
Is Will Keane going to come out and go, oh, I'll tell you, I wasn't feeling it, but then I heard Levitating by Dua Lipa, and then I realised what it meant to represent Ireland for the first time.
Yeah.
We're Irish. We don't give out about things enough. We need to start giving out about it.
Yeah.
Have a word.
Let's never lose our perspective, fellas, whatever we do in life.
3 old lads.
First world problems, that really.
Very loud though, isn't it? Right.
What?
Richie, thanks very much.
Nice and lads, enjoy the game.
Your chance to win big. Newstalk's cash machine.
Now, unfortunately today, the chosen one, Miss Barry's Call.